This podcast is brought to you by Offit. It's Corona season, you're stuck inside, you want to achieve your dreams, but you can't. But you can, if only you were a tad more productive inside. But how can you be with the devil knocking at your door? That's right, masturbation is at an all-time high. But listen, I'm here for you. I'm going to fucking help you out. Go to our sponsor's website, offit.com/paths we took. You're going to get tremendous fucking deals on all the latest anti-masturbation technology. Like the anti-masturbation cross. That's right. Just you get the cravings, you tie yourself down, and you fucking ride them out. If only it was that simple. Look, I understand a lot of people just the cravings get stronger when they get tied up. I totally get this. This is why Offit has been fucking developing greatest fucking technological technologies, which you can now get, like mirrors. That's right. If you're ugly and you're a fucking masturbation deterrent, all you gotta do is get a mirror, pop that bitch up, look in the mirror, boom, no more masturbation. What if you're fucking beautiful? That's fine. We got pictures of ugly people, just like me, that you can buy for one low price of, I don't fucking know, who gives a shit? Listen, just fucking go. And look, if these photos aren't enough for you and you need something a little bit more, with a little bit more pizzazz to it, it's fine. Just this week, Offit have fucking invented something tremendous. Cayenne pepper paste. You just fucking wipe that bitch on your hands and forget about touching anything. Yeah, so go over there and check them out. Every fucking purchase helps us out here at Pals We Talk. So this is episode 2. It's fucking quarantine season, so I'm back at it with Diego Bado and my tremendous co-host Laura Arias. Last time I wasn't so prepared, so I didn't really get to cover the full range of topics I wanted to with Diego. This time I was a little bit too over-prepared, so I was trying to like force a topic and subjects that Diego and Laura weren't really vibing with, I guess. You know, I was trying to steer the podcast in one direction, but they had other knowledge to drop. So have fun seeing how I evolve as a host. Today we ended up talking about home bar essentials for those that want to take Diego's advice and make your own sort of cocktail things. I don't. With also some advice for anyone that's looking to get into bartending. Beyond that, I tried to fucking talk about immigrant mentality. We have 2 people that have come here from other countries and have sort of carved a life out for themselves quite successfully, and yeah, I wanted to just basically touch on the wisdom that they had to offer. It's not a path that everyone takes, so to have Laura and Diego here to share that is it's sort of rich knowledge, I think. So we started with working and just generally living away from home. We went on to paying your way through life, learning different languages, speaking a different language, and all the sort of hurdles that might come with that. And just travel culture, I guess. Yeah, so enjoy. Here we go. Music is coming, I promise you. But right now, it's just me on the fucking ukulele.
Well, actually, I do not have a home bar at the moment.
This is a hypothetical. And we sort of have a home bar here.
Yeah, sort of. Well, I think the basic spirits that you need to have it's rum, vodka.
What type of rum?
I would say a white rum.
Okay.
Sometimes you fuck it up and buy a spice rum, and the people that is with you they don't like spice
Really?
rum.
Has that happened to you?
Oh, yeah, it happened
That's
to me.
crazy.
Once. Yeah,
I would
no,
never.
right?
I could never.
I mean, it wasn't a
Start seeing
dark
that
rum. It was a spice rum, which
Yeah.
is, I think, I don't know. If you buy the rye spice rum, it's good. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, like rum, vodka, gin, uh, bourbon.
Let's say, all right, so you get like 10 bottles of anything max. So you have to work with 10 bottles.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start writing this down.
Oh yeah, let's write it
Rum,
out. Rum, then vodka,
vodka,
gin,
gin,
tequila, obviously, bourbon, and whiskey, perhaps.
ooh, okay.
You know, I mean,
Like a different,
yeah, like a scotch, like a
like
scotch
scotch.
whiskey. But I think if you're not too picky with the bourbon, will be fine.
yeah.
You know, and then probably some aperitifs like Campari.
Campari, yeah.
Yeah, like Campari, I will probably definitely have it in my bar. So you can make the basics, right? Like some basic cocktails and classic cocktails.
Yeah.
Classic cocktails. Either you can make your own liqueurs, but that implicates more work maybe for you.
Yeah.
So you can buy like a chocolate, or I don't know, like I'm thinking like a chestnut liqueur, cherry. Depends of.
What would you do? This is all about you.
I wouldn't have any liqueur probably.
Okay, okay.
That's
what
the
would you
reality.
have? Going on.
Like
so you
maybe
got
the coffee liqueur, yes.
coffee liqueur, yeah.
Coffee liqueur, I will have it. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to say brands, but Mr. Black is maybe one of the best coffee liqueurs at the moment.
Yeah.
Really global. It's quite nice, the taste. And then,
Bitters is included in this, by the way.
would you consider beers as the 10 bottles?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's your garnish, maybe.
Yeah, but I feel like it gets too easy if you don't include bitters and vermouth, you know?
But I think you have to have bitters.
Yeah, okay, alright. Okay. So, alright. We'll
It's like lemons or limes, or like
yeah,
it's an
yeah.
ingredient that you must have.
Yeah.
I believe. So I wouldn't include it in the 10 bottles,
Okay.
maybe. But if you want to, yeah. Yeah, of course, bitters. And then if you want to get crazy, you get different bitters like chocolate bitters or habanero bitters.
Really? Habanero bitters?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's quite spicy. I put it in one of your mezcal old fashions. So
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Is that part of the recipe?
No.
That's not. Yeah,
no,
okay,
that's
okay.
not part of the recipe,
Yeah.
but
You just wanted to kill me.
yeah. To feel some spicy. Damn, I'm got. Like nowadays, mezcal is really popular among the bartender community.
Yeah.
So maybe one bottle of mezcal
Okay.
if you don't want to get too crazy. Some sort of a vermouth, either white or red vermouth, so you can make your Negronis and make some martinis.
Yeah. And would you go like a sweet? So if would you get one dry, one sweet, or would you?
Yeah. One dry, one sweet vermouth, for sure. But yeah, 10 bottles is like.
That's 10 bottles. You literally hit 10. So rum, vodka, gin, tequila, bourbon, scotch, Campari, coffee liqueur, dry vermouth, sweet vermouth, and a mezcal.
Maybe
Mezcal.
you like remove the vodka.
Remove the okay.
Yeah, like if you have the gin, which is better.
Yeah, honestly, I was giving this some thought, and vodka was I couldn't think of what cocktails I was gonna make with vodka.
Like espresso martini, but
Yeah.
I mean you can make espresso martini with the tequila and the rum.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Taste. But yeah, that will be probably like to start.
That's. I mean.
It's a basic start. It's a good start, I believe. But again, you find more aperitifs like Italian aperitifs,
Yeah.
which are really amazing.
This thing gets out of hand, right? When you're making a bar, not a bar, but like when you're thinking, I want to get some bottles for my house so I can make cocktails.
Yeah.
It gets out of control. Like you get, let's say like I want to make, what's it called? Negronis. So I've got Campari, sweet vermouth, and gin. That's three. Now I'm like thinking, all right, if I just get bourbon as well, then I can make is it Boulevardier or
Yeah,
yeah.
Boulevardier, yeah.
So it's like all right, now I'm gonna get that because it's just one ingredient more, so that I can utilize two other ingredients
Yeah,
that I
correct.
have, and then it just keeps going like it doesn't fucking end. Except with vodka, I feel like with vodka, I'm just able to say, yeah, you know what, it doesn't really fit anywhere. It doesn't really like it's more of its own thing.
Yeah, unless that you're having a like a summer party and probably you serving cosmopolitans.
But then, would you need citrus vodka, or is that
Yeah, I mean, I think the original recipe is the citrus vodka, you know, but you can use normal vodka,
yeah,
uh, lemon juice, sugar, cranberry juice, and I think that's it.
yeah?
Yeah, it's been a long time that I haven't made a Cosmo.
Well, I mean, your list is like it's not what's it called? I feel like it's more specialized into what you like, which is totally fine. So you've got a Scotch and a bourbon, which is almost like doubling up, but not really. And you've got a mezcal and a tequila, which is like I can't think of too many different cocktails to make with mezcal and tequila. Maybe I mean obviously you're gonna know better than me, but they're not. I feel like they're their own thing as well as vodka. It's like if you choose those, it's like you like those spirits and you want to make specific stuff with them. It's not like they mix with everything.
Well, the thing with the tequila and like I mean, tequila has their own cocktails, you know.
Yeah.
Mezcal, like some is probably like a new spirit for the bartender community.
Really?
Yeah, like new. I'm talking like 10 years ago
Yeah, yeah.
or 15 probably.
Was it
Because
just not thought of as like good enough before, or
no, it's because no one knew it.
really? That
Like it wasn't available in the world.
serious, dude. I was gonna ask. I was actually gonna ask. There's 22 types of. There's 20 something agave plants, right? 20. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And there's only one that you can use for tequila.
Yes, which is the blue agave.
How does Mexico supply the whole world with tequila?
Well, now that you comes with the regions
Yeah.
inside of Mexico, there's 5 states in Mexico where you can produce tequila.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like big fields of blue agave
Yeah.
with that. And usually, like one plant, I think with one plant you can make. Fuck, I don't want to say the wrong. Um, like detail. Yeah, like
It's all right, man. No one knows any better than
today.
us. Don't worry. No one that's listening knows any better. You just got to be confident.
Ah,
They'll find out in like 10 years, like when they Google it and they look back at the episode,
Yeah,
and then they're gonna like try hit us up and complain, but it's gonna be too late.
this is more. It's not political, but this is something that we always been like me and my friends now saying like, oh, which tequila is good because there is no way that Mexico can supply the whole world.
Yeah.
You know, with tequila, and you can see when you start working and you start using in a week 10 cases of tequila.
Yeah.
And you multiply that during the whole year. That's fucking a lot.
Yeah.
How can these companies they produce that amount of tequila just for Australia?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and Mexico, and then U.S. and Europe, a little bit of Asia. So there's some companies or some tequila brands that you can see, you can taste actually. This is not tequila, man.
Okay.
You know,
It's
like
gonna say.
even if it says 100% blue agave
Yeah.
or the production method, is when it comes to the real flavor of tequila, I believe.
Yeah.
So there is this method. I haven't seen it because I haven't done my research in Mexico.
That's good.
It's like normally or generally you have the agave plant that we call it piña.
Yeah.
You chop it and then you cook it in the oven. So it's
Yeah.
like a steam cook, right?
Okay.
And then you crush it and then you ferment it. You get the juice and then you distill it. Then you either bottle it. I mean, you rest it, you bottle it, or you can age the, the spirit. And then there is another method. It's like a big, how can I call it? Like a cooking pot or something like that. But you need to put acid, like some sort of acid in the agave plants. So that is like you put it over there, and the whole thing will crush it, will cook it, will smash it, and at the end you get the spirit.
Yeah.
It's very industrialized process, and doesn't taste really good, man, because it extracts all the flavors from the agave plant.
Yeah.
It's more alcoholic,
Yeah.
I believe. I know some companies that they use. If you guys want to Google it, is diffuser. That's the name of the cooking method or the machine, diffuser. I haven't seen one in action because some companies they hide it. You know, they don't want to see that people. They don't want to see people that they're using it to produce tequila because they claim that they're making tequila in the original way or in the like a handcraft tequila, and they're not. So that process allows them to produce in mass, to produce tons and tons of tequila, so they can supply the demand.
So they're like getting extra liquid out of the plant, which is not like they're forcing it to.
Yeah. Something like that.
As
They're
opposed
forcing
to
the tequila,
letting
they're
it be
forcing
like
the
a
plant.
more natural.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And there's also this tequila that is now 100% blue agave, which is it's not illegal. It's still a tequila, sort of, but it's made of like probably 50% of blue agave, and the other 50% can be corn or another type of agave. But this is where it comes the regulations, right? In the label, you need to label it as a 100% blue agave. If it doesn't say that word 100% blue agave, that means that that tequila has 50% of corn or 50% of some sort of another plant. So that's a little bit like those kind of tequilas. They send it to US. There's some bars that they don't care. They don't care the product. They don't care the quality. They just want tequila. Because there's always this type of market or these customers that they just want 10 shot of tequila because they want to get drunk. And they don't care what tequila you're giving them.
Yeah.
So you're giving the cheapest one and you still make money. So that's one of the problems. Oh, no, it's not a problem, but maybe answer the question like how come only Mexico can supply.
Can supply
and it's
everyone.
still like you see some years. I think 2019 was one of the worst years for the tequila industry because the agave plant, the kilo of the agave was very expensive. They didn't have enough juice. They didn't make enough tequila. Actually, like in the restaurant that we used to work, a few months we didn't have the house tequila.
Yeah.
We have to buy another one just to keep working. So yeah, there's some companies they only make contracts with some people like some restaurants, some bars around the world that they can use that tequila for their own house.
Yeah.
Like for the cocktails or whatever they use, because they know like each year they can produce certain amount of tequila, which is good. It's very smart. That way it gets sometimes expensive. So when you say like maybe mezcal has their own cocktails, yeah, they have.
Yeah.
But also you can like let's say that maybe some people will say like, oh, what are you doing? But if you substitute the main spirit of any classic cocktail like old fashions,
Yeah.
Negroni. For the mezcal,
Yeah.
it'll taste amazing. It gives so much flavor,
Yeah,
like different flavor.
that's why I'm surprised, man, because I didn't find out about mezcal until I went to your restaurant, and it was fucking great. So I'm thinking tequila is only it only comes from this one plant. Mexico supply the world with tequila. I'm surprised that mezcal isn't more of a thing, because obviously there's like fucking amazing mezcals, and it's I'm not trying to say it's the same, but it's from the same sort of family. Like why if I feel like if it was marketed better, it would be appreciated way more.
Yeah, the thing with the mezcal, probably in the 80s, a little bit in the 90s, but before it used to be for the working class spirit. People can afford it. It was very cheap, very rustic, harsh. They can sell it in bottles like this or PET bottles, like plastic bottles. No label, no nothing. Um, and at that point, drinking tequila or drinking brandy, that was like super expensive, or for the people that they have the money to pay for those bottles, right?
Yeah.
And then like bartenders around the world, people who care about that spirit because they knew or they'd find out how the spirit is being made.
Yeah.
It is more interesting. It's interesting to see the whole process,
Yeah.
right? That is actually handcraft a spirit. They don't use any technology.
Yeah.
They probably so that's why they probably appreciate it more. What is becoming a thing amongst the bartender. Like now they want to drink
Exactly.
mezcal.
Yeah.
And it's getting very popular,
Yeah.
which is fine. I like it. I don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's really cool when people start introducing to another people like, oh, let's try this. This is mezcal. This is smoky tequila. And, it's not a smoky tequila, but
Yeah.
that's fine. As long as you're like interested in that spirit, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like we should get a bottle of mezcal next time and make some cocktails with it,
Done.
and it's just better.
Done. Mezcal's next.
Yeah.
When we go shopping. All right. But let's. All right. We'll go back to your list because there's actually some stuff I got to clarify.
Yep.
So just in case the recording fucks up, I'm gonna say it one more time. So on Diego's list of home bar essentials, we've got rum, spice rum, vodka, gin, tequila, bourbon, scotch, Campari, coffee liqueur, most likely Mr. Black, dry vermouth, sweet vermouth. Now, since you've like come to live with us, I've tried a few different gins, and I realize they're not all the same. And actually, some can taste like quite different. So if you get to choose one gin, what type of gin are you gonna have?
That's a tough question. At the moment, I'm a really big fan of the Australian gins. I think they put a lot of effort to make it. Some people say like, oh, like some spirits that they've been produced in Australia, they wanna copy the UK.
Yeah.
Or whatever the UK makes, Australia wants to make it, right? I don't see it that way. Maybe because I haven't been living here for a long time, or I'm not Australian, or I'm not from Europe. So whatever I have been trying here, it's new for me as well. Yeah, I know some jeans or some products from the UK that it's fine. I mean, not a big fan of those brands.
Yeah.
I feel like Australian is more like there's no rules to make something, so they just make it
How they like. So
and then wait for the result. And you can see brands like Never Never
yeah.
from South Australia. They make like a really nice gin, like really punchy. Like you can taste the juniper.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is actually fucking good.
Yeah.
The botanicals. Some other brands from Sydney that they make good gin, like a lot of botanicals. They try to make like different techniques. Like they distill or they make the botanicals like different. They batch it different in a separate containers. and then they blend it together. Some of them they use, I think orange, like skin orange.
Yeah.
The peel something to make it to taste more like a citrusy or more, you know. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
So if I need to choose one gin, I will probably say I would like to use Never Never.
Yeah.
But it's not a 700 mils bottle. It's only 500.
Okay.
So it's too
Well,
little.
let's just say you're allowed to have 1 liter of every spirit. You know what I mean?
Okay,
You don't.
cool.
That's not included. It's just like
Yeah.
what one spirit would you take? So
Yeah, I would probably use Never Never.
okay. So an Australian gin.
So yeah, an Australian gin.
Cool. All right, Loda, what would your 10 be? Your 10 spirits? Not 10 spirits, but 10 bottles for your home bar. As an appreciator of alcohol. There's no wrong answers. It's your
I don't even know 10 spirits.
10 bottles of anything.
Tequila, gin.
Wait, what?
Do I have to say the brand?
No. But wait, what type of tequila and what type of gin? Like,
I probably tequila añejo.
Nice, good choice.
But tequila blanco as well, just in case I want
So
to
two.
have margaritas.
That's fine.
2 bottles of tequila. Gin.
what type?
How many times there?
Dude, we tried that American gin the other day. Not the other day, but the other week, and I was like, "The fuck is this? This isn't gin." But obviously, it is gin. It's just that's how different it is, right?
I'm not that picky with gin. I think
Really?
any gin will do. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the podcast. This is.
Yeah. Maybe.
Please tell us.
What else? Probably rum,
What type of rum?
white rum.
Because you don't like spice rum.
I don't know. I just like white rum because that's what I'm used to drink, I guess.
Yep.
5, right?
You
So gin, rum, and 2 tequilas, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey. No vodka. No, I don't like vodka. What else? Licor 43.
that's a
For
good choice.
my carajillo, which is like a Spanish cocktail
Okay.
with coffee. And I don't like mezcal. That's gonna sound like
How dare you.
weird, but I
You
don't
just
like
hear what we
mezcal.
talked about.
Yeah, I was here, but I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
I appreciate mezcal, but I don't like.
Okay.
4 more.
Yeah.
Does wine count?
Yeah, like wine goes towards these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So white wine.
White wine.
Probably Riesling. I like Riesling. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Chacolina. Beer.
Beer?
Yeah, always
Actually,
beer.
yeah. There's
Spanish beer.
Spanish beer. There's beer in cocktails, right? In some cocktails.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
at least one.
yeah, it's not very popular, but I think, yeah.
Okay.
I have tried some beer cocktails that are really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a cocktail person though. Like I like if you give me the choice, I'll probably go for like a, spirit with mix.
That's
But like not like a fancy cocktail
Yeah, that's
with like a
totally
lot of
fine.
ingredients and like a lot of different flavors in one
okay.
thing. That's why I'm like, I'll have in my mini bar, I'll have like wine and beer. Just
Okay.
because some days I just feel like beer.
No, that fits the brief.
And 1?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a really difficult choice.
Kahlua?
No.
Do you want
Nope.
Yeah.
Maybe
Next.
some like aperitif or something, you know, for like after lunch, you know, like limoncello or something like that. Yeah.
Cool. We should buy a limoncello next time.
You haven't thought of
Dude, we're
limoncello
doing
yet?
our own home bar here. Actually, we've got a lot more alcohol since you've lived with us, so it's
Thank you.
good. Alright, right on. So, very sort of, your choices are very specialized into what you like, so yeah, that's awesome. So,
Duh.
the advice for people at home when you're choosing your home bar essentials is to just get what you want and not really think about
Yeah, because what?
composition and efficiency. Just get what you want, which, yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's because I don't know. Like if you like a lot of stuff, different kind of cocktails and different, like if you just like alcohol, that's a good perspective to look at it from. But it's like if you just like three different type of alcohols, if you just like gin and tonic and you just like beer, why are you gonna get vodka for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not gonna touch it, even though you can make 10 cocktails out of it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't drink vodka.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get that.
Okay, sweet. That was the first thing I wanted to cover. We'll skip the second thing for now. We'll go to the third thing. Okay, so Diego, let's imagine there's like a 16-year-old. He comes to you. He's 16 years old. He can't work in a bar yet, right?
Okay.
But he is like, or he or she, they're 100% sure that they want to be a bartender. What's the best, most efficient, like most knowledgeable, most complete path for them to take, in your opinion, from then on?
To be a bartender?
To be like that's all they want to do in their life. Maybe they will like open a bar down the line, but like bartending is all they're thinking about. What's like the best sort of path for them, in your opinion, or like what would you recommend?
Well, start working in the business. Like maybe not as a bartender straight away, or glassy or bar back, because you need to have your RSA, especially in this country. I mean, any country should have not the same laws, but within the alcohol, will be the same. Should be the same. But I don't know, man. I think being a barista it's not like you have to be a barista to be a bartender, but it complements, you know. I think it's something very important that I kind of like skip it. Never work on a coffee shop properly, but I know, like during my school time, we had a coffee machine. I used to make coffees, right? I think that it give you more like a motion in your hands, like to grab things, to be confident, and you know, like because you're grabbing bottles, like milk bottles and the cups and the mugs and you know the handle for the coffee. I think that'll give you more confidence, because I've seen people and myself, including myself, when I start working in a bar, or like on the first time, like I grab even the glass, even the shakers, I grab it with, you know, like not confident at all. Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna break this. Because I think that's one important thing, that you need to be confident. Like, I'm not saying that you need to play with the bottles. But grab the bottle like see, this is yours, you know. Like, I want to make a cocktail. This is my space. Oh, I'm gonna make it mine. Because you can see when people are shaking and this is her first day or his first day. So working with your hands, making something like food or drinks, is very important before to work in a bar. Because you don't want to drop bottles, right? You don't want to break things. You don't want to... Yeah, there's some accidents. I had accidents before as well. I'm fucking breaking bottles. But the more confident you are, the better you're gonna perform in the bar. Then once that you're like legal to work, either behind a bar or in a restaurant, start as a glassy or start as a bar back, reading books, you know, and like keep asking questions. I think that's the basic in any other job.
Alright, that's still.
reading a lot of books, practicing. I don't want to sound like you need to be an alcoholic, but you really need to try the cocktails. You don't need to finish them, right?
Yeah.
But but you need to try them. Like go out, like go to the new bars or the pub and see what they're doing, see what they're using, see how they make it. You know, so you don't, so you have your own style maybe. I think that's the best important as well. Like going out, just to a certain bar or like a famous bar or whatever, just to see how they work.
Yeah.
Like you can sit there and maybe have I don't know, a beer. You don't need to drink cocktails. You can have a beer and see how they make the rest of the things. That's one of the things that I suggest or I encourage to the new people.
Oh, I didn't think of
my
that.
bartenders at least.
Yeah. So we've got just work around like food and drink, get confident. I would not have thought of that. And spy on other bars like when you start out.
Yeah, correct.
That's great advice actually, I think. Right on.
I mean, you need to start somewhere, and some people will say like, I don't like hospitality, or they only work in hospitality just to make money and trouble the world. Fair enough, but you can see some people that they're good at their job. They're good at what they're doing, and they're really easygoing with the customers, and they're very proactive. They work fast. Those are the little stars that you will put it in your team. So yeah, it's a good thing to start working in a restaurant so you can see or you can feel like, oh, I really want to do this as a lifestyle or as a business or just to have fun a few years. But yeah, start working there on the field.
Right on. All right, I think that I was gonna ask you as well. So you've traveled around the world a bit, and you've worked in, or you've at least seen bars in other places, and then you've come to Australia, which, as I understand it, has some sort of unique aspects to its alcohol culture or bar culture. Like, what were some things that like really stuck out to you that people that are living here, they're not gonna realize that that's different to other places? Like, we've already gone over how we have to pay like extra tax on alcohol, so there's less incentive to have higher proof spirits made here. What are some other things that people here probably don't think about that it was like a bit of a shock to you when you first came?
Well, like to be honest, yes, I've been working in some other countries, not as a bartender. Australia was my first job as a bartender. It wasn't very different from Mexico or America a little bit. Obviously, I didn't knew much, But probably the most shocking thing was the fact that you can have many drinks at once. I mean, no one is gonna have 4 cocktails, right?
Yeah.
At once, unless that you're fucking hammer or you're an alcoholic. But that thing, the rules, the RSA rules, like you need to measure this and that, and which is good in the way that you're gonna make the perfect drink, right? But within the laws, like, oh no, you can have only 2 shots of spirit in a cocktail.
Yeah.
But that's something that everyone has been doing it since the beginning of bartending, probably.
Yeah.
If you put more, it's obviously that it's gonna taste more like alcohol. It's not gonna be a cocktail anymore. But yeah, the Australian rules that now I'm more used to, and I feel like if I go somewhere, like when I went back to Mexico, I was thinking on those rules, like these rules should be like not universal, like globally, but it should be applied in everywhere. Like they're common, like most of them they're like common sense. Some of them they're not. Like in Europe, you can keep drinking shots after midnight.
Yeah.
You know, or the last call is 5 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah.
not 1
Yeah.
or 2 like here. I get it that is this thing has to be more like no political, but like an accident that happened a few years back, which I feel like the government took a really good action on it. I've seen it in my country, like there's people drinking the whole night and they fucking drive,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes they cause the accident and they don't have the accident, it's the other people, you know what I mean? So I feel like there must be rules around the world, like everywhere, like this is the amount of cocktails that you are allowed to have in one night
That
or in
wouldn't
within
work
an
in
hour.
Spain.
Yeah, correct. Like they wouldn't work in some places, but like now I feel like it should be.
You just have to teach people how to drink.
Yeah,
I feel like some more personal responsibility would
Exactly.
correct.
would be
It's
better.
like if
but,
you
yeah.
forbid bleach to be sold just because some people kill themselves drinking bleach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just forbid alcohol because there's some people that drive when they are drunk.
Yeah, it's not like you're forbidden alcohol, but like something that I was shocked or amazed was before working in the hospitality industry, you need to do a training.
Yeah.
Your RSA training.
Yeah.
Or if you work for some other company or resort, you do these kind of online courses, like healthy and safety, which is really cool. Like for example, in Mexico, we don't have it. In general, you will have those trainings or this like a induction training in big companies. Small companies, small restaurants, they don't have it. They don't use it. Like some things are common sense. Some things is like, you can do it. So I feel like those trainings, the RSA, like responsible service of alcohol,
Yeah.
should have everyone, especially in, I don't know, in countries that they have problems with the industry. I think something that they need to do it. But apart from that, no one else shocked me. You know, like
Yeah.
pretty much. If
Did the no free pouring?
that, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, when people say like, "Can you make this cocktail stronger?" I'm like, "What do you mean, man? Like, it's already like, I can't put more alcohol in it
Yeah.
because it's the limit of the glass.
Yeah.
If I put more alcohol, it's gonna be, you know." So I don't know. Like, I don't understand when people say like, "Can you make this cocktail stronger?" When you're giving them an old fashioned, and there's no more room for alcohol. It's like, and I mean, and people drinking like 3 or 4 shots of a neat spirit, like what are you doing with your life? If you want to drink that amount of alcohol, just drink it at home.
Yeah.
It's more expensive in a bar, like 10 times expensive. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay like $50 just for one glass, when you pay $50 for a bottle and drinking at home.
That's what I feel, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to drink, or like they don't drink. The drinking is not like the way you socialize with people, but like the goal, you know? The goal is to get drunk.
Yeah.
And I feel like in where I come from Spain, drinking is just what you do, but the goal is like socialize with people, you know? So your goal is not to get drunk, obviously, because you want to stay out as long as possible. Yeah. So you want to go home when the sun is out.
Yeah.
If you drink 4 shots like at midnight, at 1 you're gonna be fucking on the floor, you know, like unconscious.
Yeah.
So I feel it's like a lack of education on like how to drink, or like what's the consequence of like drinking that fast, that much. Yeah. But I agree with you with the RSA thing. I think it's really useful, especially for people that come here to Australia. They don't know like anything about the rules, or like how this thing happened, because we come from Europe and there's no limit. There's no like you can ask for like 4 shots of alcohol in your cocktail or whatever, and you come here and they're like, no, that's not allowed. And that's like a really informative and really useful way to like get to know the culture of the country, and like how this thing, these laws got established.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. But what was your question again?
Yeah, just
Sorry, I just
no,
got
just some of the
too
differences.
deep in your mind.
Some of the differences that like stuck out to you with our, I don't know, with our rules or culture.
I feel like one of the things that I know you're not asking me, but I'm just
No,
gonna
please.
answer anyway.
You're part of the show.
I think one of the things that shocked me most was like that you guys have like free water on the bar for like people.
Yeah.
So it's not that water is not free in Spain, but you actually have to ask for it, and they will like encourage you to like buy a bottle of water instead of like, you know, this is the law, I have to give you water by law. And I like the way like people are so used to that they go and get water in between cocktails or in between drinks. And in Spain, it's like that's not gonna happen. Like, there's no way you're gonna see someone drinking Coke or water or something else than alcohol in between drinks. So I liked that really, like, very much.
Yeah, and now I think also like serving a glass of water in a bar.
Yeah.
It's one of the standards now. Like it's kind of like a welcome you to the bar.
Yeah.
So you sit in the bar. They greet you. They give you the menu.
It's like a classy bar.
Yeah, correct.
It's not any bar.
Yeah, correct. So it's like now becoming like a standard, because that's what they do it in Europe in the high class bars, or that's what they do in America, or that's what they do in hotel bars.
Yeah.
You know, like those kind of like a standards. Like they give you the napkin with with peanuts or some sort of snack. They give you the coaster with a glass of water, and then you ask for the drink. So now there's some bars that they give you the waters like that and look straight away like. That's what we used to do in the restaurant. When people sit at the bar, the first thing is pouring the water for them, kind of like even that the water was there and the glasses were there. Like for us, that was like a standard of service. You know, pouring the water for them.
Like common manners.
Yeah. And now in some like this my last trip to Mexico, I went to this bar that they never served water before, and now they do it.
Yeah.
Like even if the water is, I mean, it's purified, right? Or like from some, I don't know. It's not from a tap water. We can't drink tap water in Mexico.
Yeah.
So it has like, and also in America, I think, like years ago, I think they need to have filters or purified water, because that was by law as well. That they you can ask water, and they're not gonna charge you.
Yeah.
They used to charge for the water because it was a water bottle.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know.
I'm pretty sure what happened here was, you're right. I think it was like at a concert or like some music performance. Some guy got really drunk and. Hey, I think we can hear you in that toilet. If you're going to the toilet. Oh, whatever, man. It's an informal show. But like that toilet. Don't worry, man. Everyone goes to the toilet. Yeah, some guy got drunk and like obviously you want water and the water was like $5 or something for like a bottle and or something dumb and he just refused to buy it and then he fucking died of dehydration or I don't know if it was like a few people or one guy and then after that they changed that. They made that into law, which is fucking makes sense. Like when you go to like a venue, you you're not gonna leave to go get water. You're not gonna leave to get something else. You're staying there, like, and they know that. So sometimes, or pretty much all the time, whenever you go to these venues, everything's a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna leave. So when they make water more expensive as well, and they're serving alcohol, it's like a recipe for disaster eventually. So I definitely like that that rule or that trend.
Yeah, and the fact that you can drink the water from the tap is like, I mean, it's maybe not the healthiest water or the purest water, but
That's good.
it's safe.
Yeah, actually hearing what you were saying about Mexico, whenever I visit Cyprus, it's not a thing, like you always pay for water, but you wouldn't, like it's fine to drink the tap water from there, but it doesn't taste great because it's pretty much seawater that's had the salt taken out.
Right.
So you could taste the difference, and everyone there drinks mountain water. So you either buy it like in a bottle, or there's even like you know how you might see like a soft drink machine.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff like that, but it's just for water, and you put everyone has like this 20-liter bottle. And it fits in the machine, and you press a button and it refills it. So that's the water that you drink at home.
Gotcha.
But your tap water is still perfectly fine, but it's not the best taste.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever you go out in Cyprus, you pay for, at least the cafes, you pay for water. But it's not really expensive. Yeah, I don't know if they do that thing where they fucking make it like the water more expensive. It's just a standard price. But
I mean, water is an industry as well.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Becoming private industry. I mean, it is in some countries.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah, I think there's a thing where we're selling China water, like our water, so they can, and then they sell it back to us in bottles. But anyway, I don't really know much about that. Alright, let's move on. So that was everything that I wanted to talk to Diego about last episode, which I didn't get a chance to because I was tired and unprepared. But let's just say I was more tired than unprepared, and it's
That was a 30 hours podcast.
30 hours. You weren't there, but it was 30 hours.
30 hours.
30 hours.
Where was I during those
I
30
don't know.
hours?
I don't know. But yeah, so what I want to go through this episode is, as my favorite podcaster would say, immigrant mentality. So like, let me preface this with like a little story, and then we'll get you guys to, let me set the tone, I guess. So when I first moved out of my parents' house, I was pretty much entering into like a new job, like a seasonal work at an outdoor cinema. And the outdoor cinemas here in Sydney are pretty much run for like all of summer, like 3 to 4 months. And they really don't have any problem hiring backpackers or students. Like it works out pretty perfectly because usually if you got like a stable setup business, you want someone that's probably going to be there for a while. But with seasonal work, that's really not an issue because you're going to close anyway. So if they're going to be there for 4 months anyway, it doesn't make a difference as long as they're there while the cinema's open. So that was the work that I was entering into right as I moved out of home, and like I came into contact with all these people from other countries, backpackers, students, Laura, and like there was this part of me when I was moving out that was a bit scared that I wouldn't make it, like I'd run out of money or I'd fuck up, or like I'm not going to be into paying rent and taking care of myself to that level and being responsible for myself. And then when I got this job and I went there and I saw like what I was like scared of, it was it's almost like a joke when I met all these other people because they were dealing with that like times 10 because not only weren't they living at home, but they weren't even living in their own country. And yeah, man, this weird thing happens when you're so cut off from your safety net. You just like snap into this sort of mode of all of a sudden work is fine. Like work is actually maybe even it's actually maybe a bit fun. You look forward to work. Like you don't want to be stuck in the house by yourself because typically when you move out, like for the first time, you're not in the best. You're not in your dream house, right? You're just in a place where you can live while you do other stuff. So spending time at home isn't the most. Yeah, it's not. You really don't look forward to it as much as when you have your own room that's like amazing and huge, and you've got a TV and a computer, and you've got all this shit, and there's like the pantry stocked. There's just like a lot less incentive to stay home, and yeah, it was like amazing coming into contact with all these people because I felt like if they can do it, then I'm gonna do it like perfectly fine. And obviously you guys are here, having come from other countries, and I'm sure you've gone through that to some extent. And not everyone gets to go through that, so I want us to talk about that sort of mentality and some of the craziness that you guys have seen, like amongst the backpacker immigrant community. You know what I mean?
What do you want to know?
Well, I have this list of questions here. Let me just consult it.
What secrets do you want to know?
Alright. Okay, so same country or not, same country or not, we've all had I know Laura has had a job or studies that have taken her away from her family. So, what was your first experience? Like, did you go through what I went through? Your first experience moving out of home? Like, what were your thoughts and feelings? And did you sort of surprise yourself like I did? Or did you meet a bunch of other people that were like, no, it's like what you're doing is nothing. Like, we've been doing this for ages and it's totally fine.
The first time that I moved out was when I was 17. So I was moving to another city to study. And because all my siblings like have done that before, it was like the normal thing.
Gotcha.
So it's not like, oh, you're gonna do this unique thing that no one does. You know, it's like that's the normal cycle of life. If that makes sense. You know, it's like so you go to the high school, then you take your test to go to uni, and then if you pass, you just move out and go to uni.
Yeah.
And also, I moved out with my brother, so it was like. I'm not at home, but at the same time, I'm living with my brother, which makes me feel at home. And if I have any trouble, any issue, if I don't make friends, I'm always going to have my brother.
Yeah.
So that was like a really nice first experience, even though, you know, it was scary, obviously. Everything new is scary for everyone. But I was really lucky, and also I met my friends from uni. They're like my best friends. So and I've been always really outgoing as well, so I didn't have any issue or any, you know, a scary thought of like, oh my god, I'm gonna be alone, I'm not gonna be able to pay rent, also because my parents were paying rent at that time when I was studying in uni. I wasn't forced to like work to pay my tuition or whatever. So my parents wanted me to like have this full-time job, which was study.
Yeah.
So I was lucky on that side as well. And then I decided in Spain, I mean in Europe in general, it's like this thing called Erasmus, which is like you choose 1 year on your degree, on your on your degree, and then you want to study the same what's it called, the same subjects and the same thing,
Course.
but on other country.
Yeah.
So it's like a program that makes you learn another culture, maybe another language.
Yeah.
So this is really popular. This needs to change, and then you go to that country in Europe, maybe Italy, Sweden, Germany, whatever you choose. And I didn't do it because I was like, I don't want to move to another country because with this program, it's like you go, you study, but at the same time, you don't learn as much because you don't know the language. They will like be easy on you.
Yeah.
So the things that I was gonna miss out from being in Madrid and like learning my subjects, it's like more than I was gonna learn by moving to another country as like in my mindset back then. I was like, I don't want to move to another country now and like be missing out on like these subjects that I really like and that I'm looking forward to study.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And to me, that interchange, it was just like partying and like drinking with people from around the world. It was fun, but my mind was like, oh, my parents are paying for me to be here, so I need to study and like be responsible and blah. So I didn't do it. And then I was like, I always have time to do it afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
So no worries. Like, I'll do my master's in Italy or I'll do my master's in Amsterdam, like, whatever. But then I finished my degree, I finished my thing, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I need to go somewhere by myself. Like, I need to experience that thing that I couldn't before. And then my friends had done, but I was like the only one that hadn't like traveled outside Europe by herself. So I was like, okay, so I want to go somewhere that is like English speaking country, but I can work while I study, because I have to pay for all my expenses. So I heard of Australia. Like Australia, you can go, you can study, but you can work at the same time, so you can pay everything, blah blah blah. I was like, dude, Australia sounds great. Like I was actually thinking about Australia before all this
Like coincidentally, or
no, like, dude, Australia's so far away. Like, I don't even know. I can't picture Australia. Like, I don't know. To me, it was like paradise in Earth. You know, it's like this little island, not that little, but like this island in the other side of the world.
yeah,
Like, I want to go there. Like, I would imagine Australia just like pure nature, like, you know, no streets, just like trees and animals.
Yeah, you imagine Australia.
You know,
very
then I will like
different,
wake up
very
at 5
different.
a.m. I will do my yoga session. I will go have coffee in the local coffee shop. They will know my name. You know, that was Australia to me. So I was like, dude, I need to go to Australia. And it's perfect because they speak English. Like, I can study and I can work at the same time. Perfect. And it's like this super, a lot of cultures in the same place. So I'm not going to suffer racism or like, you know, anything like that. So I was like, this is perfect. I have to go to this place. And then I did it. I like saved some money. I talked to my parents. My parents were like, dude, that's way too far away. But they, as always, they supported me. They were like, if you are happy, if you want to live the experience, like, we totally get it. You have done your work. Like, you know, you have finished your degree. You have done everything as we asked you to. And yeah, they will let me. They will even buy my ticket to come here. And I was just scared, obviously.
Yeah.
But I had one friend, Yolanda, she was living here. So it's like, again, this like really risky move. But at the same time, I have some part of home, some part of like family in this other country that is going to make my transition easier.
yeah,
So on that side, I don't consider myself like super brave because every risky move that I've done, I've had this like safe backup. So yeah, I wouldn't say, oh my god, I'm so brave, I'm so crazy, you know, because I'm always like look for not conscious, but I think unconsciously I'm like looking for, okay, I'm gonna go to this country because I know someone that is in there just in case, you know.
But it's still sorry. But still, you're brave. You're being brave enough to leave your comfort zone,
Yeah, yeah,
which
totally.
is what's Spain
Yeah.
or Europe, and traveling just across the globe to another country, to another
Yeah.
continent. And even if you have your friends or friend, yeah, just stay with her. You stay with them for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, maybe. But you need to continue with your life. You know, like getting a job,
Yeah,
pay your
totally.
rent.
Yeah.
If you study, you do your assignments or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's still like you're being brave.
Yeah, I'm not
Leave the
like don't praise me like I'm not brave like I'm shit. No, it's not like that. It's like I don't because I feel like Michael he looks up at us like oh they're so brave and you know I'm scared of this tiny thing and look at what they have done. But it's like we all have our little tricks as well, you know.
Yeah.
Like I've done that, but I've been able to do that with such confidence because I had a friend here or you know or like I found a place to live here because my friend knew this other friend that had like a room and
Yeah.
like it's all like being open-minded and like but again like I feel one part of me was brave and open-minded and I was like willing to risk everything and you know my comfort especially but on the other side I was leaning towards the safest place out of the risky ones. I don't know if that makes sense, but like
Yeah.
instead of like going to America where I didn't know anyone and if I didn't find a job, house, friends, I'll be stuck in there without nowhere to go. I went to Australia. Also, I have to say, I chose Australia because I felt like if I go to London or like I don't know, somewhere like close by, close as in like 3 or 4 hours flight. I feel like if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, you know, like more up to like I'll take the next flight
Yeah,
home,
to go
you know.
back home. Yeah.
But if I'm in Australia, it's a fucking 26-hour flight minimum. If I have a bad day, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go home, you know.
Yeah, you think it's
I'm gonna exactly. I'm gonna be like, okay, let's calm down, let's think through, and we'll see what happens next week. And if I still, you know, moody or like sad or I can't find a job in 1 week, maybe I'll think about going home. But yeah, it will force me to like endure bad situations and bad experiences. So yes, obviously everyone's scared when like new things are coming up and you choose willingly to like go out of your comfort zone. But also I chose what I was saying to Diego is like I chose the least scary option
Yeah.
in between all the, you know,
The least scary.
yeah.
Why is it the least scary?
Oh, because I have my friend here.
Yeah.
So I had like different things that will make my experience easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took a brave choice, but at the same time, I was playing safe as well.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I think that's the key to like making decisions. Like,
Did you ever think when you were in Spain, because when I first met you, you were going to class in the morning, and then as soon as class was finished, you'd fucking go to work, and you'd finish work at midnight if you're lucky,
yeah,
and then you'd go back to class at what 9 a.m.
yeah, we'll have to wake up at
What a
7.
fucking life. Like you'd wake up at 7.
Yeah.
So you're not even like, let alone 8 hours. You're maybe you're lucky if you're getting 6 hours by the time you get from
Yeah.
work to home and fall asleep or sleep.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that doesn't because the thought of that like if I had to do that, let alone if I had to do that in another country where I couldn't be like, hey mom, hey dad, I fucked up. Can I stay here now so I don't have to pay rent, so I don't have to work as much, so I can fucking sleep like a normal human being, you know? So that's, when I first met you, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, how are you doing this? Do people actually do this? I really didn't expect it. Did you ever think that you were capable of doing something like that?
I feel like you don't know what you're capable of until you start doing it. So my plan wasn't that. Like, my plan, when I first got here, my plan wasn't like, okay, I'm just gonna, I had to go to school, and the school was like consistently, I think it was 8 or 9 to 1 or 2, I can't remember. So it's like a whole, the whole morning and afternoon. And then obviously I needed a job to pay for my school. But when I found Moonlight, this job is like from 5 to midnight or something, and the thing was I was having fun.
Yeah.
You know, working. So it wasn't that hard at first. Then when the months went by, I did feel that it was like killing me in a way, because I was like, I'm tired, my back hurts, I'm not strong enough. And when I was working, I was doing physical stuff, and when I was at school, I had to do mental and concentrate and like trying to learn and try to be proactive at school, because that's all the thing they ask you, and you must be proactive and you must participate in class. So it's like, dude, I can't keep up with everything. But then I had to pay school. I remember perfectly, it was like January, and I had like $3,000 in my bank account. It's like, dude, I've saved so much. I was like so proud of myself. Like, this is making everything worth it. And then at the end of January, they sent me a message from the school, and they were like, hey, you have to pay your next tuition or whatever. It's like $2,800. I was like, are you kidding me? I forgot I had to pay school. So I had to pay basically my savings, all of it. And I was left with like $200 or something like that. And I had to like leave for like 2-3 weeks after paying rent with like $10. That's literally what I had.
Dude, I remember that. I actually remember that. And that's when you started, like, not you started, but I was like, dude, what the fuck is this person's life? Like,
yeah.
I remember you telling me that, and I was just like fucking scared for you.
And I wasn't. I wasn't scared. Exactly. I was like, dude, this is the great thing about this experience. It's like, I'm learning how to. This week I don't have money, so I have to like make choices on like food or going out or like what I spend in, and it doesn't matter, because next week I'm gonna get my wages. I'm gonna, make $800-$900. And I was like, this is the best, because and it teaches you how to like organize your finances. I was fine. And also because obviously I know in the back of my head, if everything happens, if I'm like zero on my bank account, I can always call my dad or my mom. I didn't want to do that, but I knew at the back of my head that's a possibility. Like, I can do that. I have people that are willing to help me if I'm on the street. They are not gonna want me to be homeless. So I think that gives you the courage to like be more risky on that sense. But to be honest, I couldn't do more. Like, I couldn't work more. I couldn't.
Exactly.
That was my life, and I think everyone else's. Regarding international students, because it's like there's no more hours, and the government tells you can't work more than 20 hours.
Yeah.
So that's the money that I have. I can't do more. So
you get a second job, little cash in hand. They underpay you. You say okay because
exactly.
It's the only way for you to get more money. Everyone gets fucked.
But I have really clear, like in my head, it was crystal clear that my goal was learning English, and like my goal was like meeting people. My goal was like living the experience. I didn't come here to like suffer. Like, being happy, which is part of the journey as well. You're not gonna be happy every day, but like it balances out. That's why I quit my first job. I was not willing to do that, and etc. etc. Like you're gonna learn things on the path. So that's cool. That's cool. I feel like that's what makes you experienced and makes you grow up, and yeah, basically it lets you mature. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was a little bit lucky
Oh, wait.
because when I came here, I was on this exchange, like from uni. So you came here with a accommodation, like a student accommodation, the food provided. You basically don't need to work because you already pay for 6 months to be on campus. So you pay the rent already, you pay the food, you don't need to pay any extra thing. Yeah, if you take a taxi or something, yeah, you pay for your own personal stuff. Or if you need to buy your more clothes or extra food or whatever. But I wasn't very stressful on the very first probably 2-3 months. And then on January I came here in October. So in January I knew that I need to pay the next term, and I didn't have the money to pay that term, obviously. So when I came here, I started like, I need to find a job, and I found like some friends, they help us out to find this in hotel in the Blue Mountains. So probably I start working in the end of November, mid-November, and all the money was like for saving it. Like I didn't go out much.
Yeah.
I mean, you live in the Blue Mountains, you don't go out. You don't go out much. There's 1 or 2 bars. That's it. So all the money was to save for my rent, and I spent 9 months over there, a little bit more that I was predicted. But it helped me. It helped me to meet more people, get another job, different job, save more money, and then go for a placement. Which was again lucky because I took this job on Hamilton Island. So everything was there, like food, same food, accommodation. I didn't need to look for apartment or look for food. Um, the rent was deducted from my payslip every week, so it was easy for me, easy job. Yeah, you just need to work, do your assignment, and that's it. Kind of like living the life, living the dream. Then when I came to Sydney, I was like, okay, this is now getting real. Like you need to find for a place, you need to apply. You don't rely on the school much because you go to another different campus, which is in the city, like more kind of like a office oriented, like a business kind of style. So you go there in the morning, in the afternoon, and then obviously like maybe 90% of the people, the students, they need to work, or
Yeah, exactly.
they have to work because unless you're a Chinese rich kid
Or any other rich.
or any other rich kid, you don't need to work. But I saw people working, like most of them. Because now you start paying rent, you start paying for your food, you start going out. You live in Sydney now, so it's like big city, you know. But yeah, I was lucky probably the first year when I came to Australia. If I would come like just to see like a working holiday visa or backpacker or in a different situation, will be very very difficult and different because I didn't know, or I don't know anyone here. It was the first time that someone within my family or relatives or friends was coming to this country.
That's the other thing I feel like when you come to a new country, a different country that's not yours, and you meet people from around the world and they're in this country that is not theirs, and like you create a connection really easy. So within 2-3 days of like being in the same class with people from around the world, especially my country, when I would like meet Spanish people here, it was like instant, like we were friends.
Yeah.
And because you're looking for that connection and like that sense of like I'm home, or like I can be home as well. What I'm when I feel lonely or when I want to speak my language or when I have a problem, you connect with the people from your country. So it's a little bit, you can't help it really. It's like, oh dude, you speak Spanish. I'm from Spain. Yeah, we'll be friends. And that's really beautiful as well, that you make a community in this place that is super far away from your home, and they make everything easier and you help each other out without even knowing each other, so
Yeah, that's a cool experience as well. But also, I want to say something related to those communities, or like foreign communities, that sometimes they're really locked into themselves. Like they don't experience more, or they don't like, maybe because I was older at that point, or like I saw things a little bit different, or it wasn't my first experience within an international community. So I wanted to experience like Australian people. I wanted to have Australian friends. I wanted to have, I don't know, Indonesian friends, not just only with the Mexicans. And in my school, in my case, in the school, you can see, these little groups of Chinese, Indonesians, Americans sometimes, or just Australian people, Australian friends, and then the Mexicans, because we don't wanna speak English,
Yeah.
or we're too lazy to speak English, you know. And I was like, and people, there's like, oh, you don't like us, or you hate your country, you hate your people. And I, man, that's not even, that's out of the, like, it's not like that. I just want to experience this. I wanted to have friends from other countries. I want to know more culture, you know?
yeah, but I don't feel like that's exclusive of like, oh, I have to choose between hanging out with the international friends or with my Mexican friends in your case. Like I had, like, when I was going to school, there's like these kind of people, like, and you could like see them, they were like, I don't know, from Colombia or from Japan or whatever, and they wanted to do, as you said, I wanna learn English and I wanna practice and blah, blah, but they wouldn't like even talk to us or like the people from their country. And I don't think that's healthy either. Like you gotta find your balance and like
Yeah, correct.
I'm totally I totally agree with you. You have to, since you come here, the ideal is you hang out with people from this country and people from other countries, and this opportunity you're not gonna have it anytime soon. After this, your visa expires or whatever, so you have to make the most out of it. But at the same time, I feel it's really important in my case, because I've stayed longer. Because if it's 1 year, it doesn't matter. But I've been here for like almost 3 years, so to me it's really important to have this community that I can come back and that I can feel at home. And it makes your life, I don't know, it's really important to conserve and like to keep that group of people that are gonna keep you sane, in a sense. I feel.
Yeah, 100% agree. I'm not saying like I was that guy like, oh, just speak Spanish.
No, yeah, totally.
Because
obviously you wouldn't talk to me if that was the case.
yeah, correct. But we speak in English.
Yes, Sometimes.
in
Sometimes
the
you
job,
don't.
like when we used to work together.
Yeah.
But obviously, speaking in Spanish is you want to communicate faster things. Um, but yeah, you can see some people like just speak like they can hear you speaking in your language, and you know that they speak your language. And then when you ask them something, they're just like, "Oh no, I don't understand. Or I don't know what it means."
Really?
I'm like, "Fuck this," you know. But there's not too many cases.
Yeah.
A few.
I've met some people like
Yeah.
that. They're like, I'm not gonna speak Spanish. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like that's like denying, you know. I feel like in some cases it was out of shame as well. Like, oh, I don't want them to know that I'm Spanish or that I'm Mexican or that I'm South American, because that might give them the chance to like, you know, make fun of me, or like. So I'm just gonna blend into the community as if I'm Australian since I was born. You know, like I was.
That's.
like.
I think that's stupid, but
Yeah,
some people
it's like,
think like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I like to embrace my culture. I'm Spanish and I'm proud of. Like I'm not. It's not that I'm proud. In the sense of like I'm not gonna learn anything else outside my community or my culture, but like I don't feel shame either. I don't feel inferior because I'm Spanish. So I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not. Like if you like me, fine. If you don't like me, that's fine as well. But I don't know if you, Michael, you're from Australia. Like if you will go to Spain and you would have lived our experience, and then you're learning Spanish, and then you're with this whole community of people. If you meet Australian people, wouldn't you like hang out with them?
Yeah.
I feel like you would, because like, oh, that makes me feel like you belong to a group, kind of things, and you can like be comfortable and you share culture and knowledge and like I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. There's something like a bit uncanny when you meet someone and you're like, wait a second, we've had like similar experiences, and here we are in this place where removed from those experiences, you just click. Like, and you've told me that before about when you meet Spanish people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say there's also like a weird. Sometimes some people are reluctant to stand out, and when you were just talking then about like people that don't want to speak the same language or speak a different language, I remember being in school and the only kids that were confident enough to speak their own language were the Chinese kids, and sometimes like I felt that if I spoke to another kid in Greek or they spoke to me in Greek, there was this like pressure. Like if I speak to you in Greek, there's a pressure I'm putting on you to respond in Greek, and something feels wrong. Like we're in this community of, I mean, it's a multicultural school, but there's people that just speak English, and you feel weird. It almost feels like you're trying to exclude other people, or like you're hiding something from other people, and it's fucking weird because I remember always watching the Chinese kids, and it's like when they speak Chinese or Mandarin, they're just they don't mean anything by it. They're just doing it. Like there's no shame.
It's natural.
There's nothing. Yeah, exactly. But whenever I had the opportunity to like respond in Greek, I always felt like, oh man, like if I respond in Greek, I'm like telling everyone that I'm better than them, you know? Like I don't know, I had this weird fucking like pressure. So I remember that feeling now, like listening to you guys. Even now, like I'm probably not over it completely. Like every now and then, like a friend of mine, Costin, will speak to me in Greek, and I always like I feel a bit weird if there's other people around. Like you know, it's like I'm telling them like you're not allowed to be part of this conversation. So I think there's I think that work on a lot of different levels. There's a weird aspect to speaking in a different language in a country where that's not the main language. When you're in a country that's not the main language. So yeah.
I guess it depends on the situation. Like if we, us three, like Diego and I, we speak Spanish. You don't.
I don't.
Solo un poco.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But if we start right now speaking Spanish, obviously that's rude because you are included in this activity and we are not making you part of it. unless we're doing just to make fun of you or something, or to like try teach you Spanish.
But there's people that they don't care.
I don't think that's the case. I don't
I've
think that's
seen
the case.
people like talking in their own language, and when there's another people from another countries and they don't care, you know.
But maybe because it's like something that it's not to be shared, or because they don't have the tools to like express it in this other language. You know what I mean? If I want to say, "Hey, how's your mom?" or like if I've heard that your mom is sick or something, I'm just making it up, and I'm like, "Oh, how's your mom?" and I don't know how to say it in English, and I'm like, I know you speak Spanish, so I'm gonna ask you, "¿Cómo está tu mamá?" or whatever, because that doesn't include anyone. I don't want to ask everyone. I just want to ask you.
Yeah.
Unless it's like someone, just one other person that is here, I'm just gonna keep that question to myself until I'm with you, you know? But if there's like a group of 10 people and there's like mini groups talking to, like, you know what I mean? I used to live in a house where we were like 10 people and they were, like, we were all Spanish people. And Michael would come to my house, to this share house, where it's like 10 Spanish people. Most of them guys, really loud guys. And Michael will come. And do you expect everyone to speak English when Michael is there? I think that would be great, but that's not realistic. Because when you're in a big group of 10 people, sometimes Michael wasn't included in some conversations. So they start speaking in Spanish, and then this other person that was talking to Michael hears something that they said, and they like, you know, they jumped to this other conversation. So there's like a lot of times where we were all speaking Spanish, and Michael was like right there, just looking at it.
It's weird. I don't really mind. I think because I've been around like so many different cultures, I don't really mind that, and like I don't feel anything personal, especially because whenever I was with you, I was either with you, like whenever I was at that house, I was either with you or Mireia or Jose, and I know that you guys are like thinking of me. So if you guys are even speaking Spanish and so-called leaving me out, like I'm not feeling that, because I know that if I was really being left out, you're just gonna
it was
check
obvious that we were like doing it on purpose. Like, let's talk about Michael in Spanish, so he doesn't understand. You know, like that when I go to your grandma's, obviously, I know you guys are gonna speak Greek, and I'm not gonna understand because that's not my place.
You know
it's
what?
Not, like I don't need to understand. I'm just hanging out there, and she expressed herself easier in Greek. So.
Now, whenever I talk, I'm actually like showing off. Like when I talk Greek with my grandma, because that's the only time I get to fucking talk Greek, and I need to make you like be like, oh, Michael is smart too. He knows a second language. You know, you know. I'm just like trying to show off, to be honest.
That's a funny thing you say, like right there, because I feel people that speaks, you know, us, that we are most of the time speaking in our second language, we feel, at least I do, we feel a lot of the time that we sound stupid, or like way more dumber than we are.
Yeah, a little bit.
So,
like even me speaking in Spanish, I sound stupid.
I think I sound way smarter in Spanish than in English. So
me,
that
personally, or us?
me.
Oh, you. Oh, yeah.
Me, but that's a thing that I have with myself. So it's not like to us. Yeah, like it's funny that you said I wanna look smarter when sometimes I feel like I look dumber when I speak another language.
I mean, that's because that's like my only chance to shine. Like, when else am I gonna? You know, I feel like I've come since I've like met you. I've come into contact with a lot more Spanish people. So like you're speaking Spanish every now and then, and it's like, hey, Michael, like I'm fucking
keep up.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep up
so
with me.
when we see my grandma, I'm like, what up? I fucking know the language.
That's why she was the first person he introduced me to.
That's cool.
That's cool. Oh.
And also, she doesn't like. I can't really. She doesn't speak English that well, so yeah. And it honestly, to be honest, it's not my relationship with her to speak English with her.
Yeah.
And the way that I speak to her in Greek, it's like a fucking parody, and I can't. It's almost like I talk to her in Greek like I am her elder, because it's fucking funny, I think. and it makes her laugh. So I can't speak to her like I'm her elder in English because it doesn't have the same it doesn't come off the same.
Yeah.
So
I know.
to fucking change the language of how I speak to my grandmother is to change how I speak to her, like in the manner that I speak to her. It's not just the language. Like it's like,
That's the beauty
like I'm not
of
myself,
languages.
you know. Like that's not how I choose to speak to her, to be honest. So yeah, it's like I have to speak to her in Greek.
Yeah.
So,
I have friends, my friend Susana, her mom is British and her dad was Spanish. And when she speaks to her mom, she does it in English. And sometimes she just like interchanges like one sentence in English, the next one in Spanish, and so on. And obviously with her dad, she used to speak in Spanish. So I feel like that's just like the way you're used to as well. If you're used to speak with someone, like with my friends from this house that I was telling you guys about, I will always speak in Spanish. Also because they were more comfortable speaking in Spanish. But with you, I don't mind, like with you, Diego, I don't mind speaking in English. And with Alberto, for example, I was speaking in Spanish. You know, so there's different people that I'm like more comfortable with speaking in Spanish or in English. Depending on the situation of that.
Yeah, true.
So that's the cool thing about us. We have the choice, I guess.
yeah.
We have the option.
I like it.
You like it?
I like knowing another.
Exactly.
You know,
That's a cool thing.
it's like in the movie that we were watching yesterday. The guy tells the little Korean girl like, "Hey, you should learn English. It opens more doors."
Yeah.
That is true. It is.
Yeah, but not only with English.
No. Like,
But mostly with English.
But in Spanish as well, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, but yeah, definitely.
It's like what English, Spanish. I was gonna say Spaniard, but
Spaniard.
Mandarin and Spanish, right? Like that's the.
those are the three.
I feel like Mandarin is like this is gonna be controversial.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of a waste of time.
What do you mean
Because
waste of
first
time?
of all, it's super difficult. Second of all, from my experience, I feel like Chinese people don't like to speak Chinese with people that are not Chinese.
They're not Chinese.
They would rather to speak English with them because
That is true.
Chinese or Mandarin being that hard, you're not gonna master it.
Yeah.
So to them, it's really uncomfortable to be like trying to understand what you're fucking saying in Mandarin. So they would just rather do business and stuff in English. Or if you are part of a business and they are doing businesses with Chinese companies, they'll like hire a translator or something. Someone who translates. So learning Chinese, if you want to do it just because you like Mandarin, fine. But in order to be, I don't know, what's the word?
What is the word?
In order for you to be, useful.
Fluent.
No, like if you want to use.
To like get your point across.
Huh?
To get your point across.
No, what I mean is like if you want to learn a language in order to like use it and like be useful with the language,
okay.
Yeah. Unless you want to go live in China, but I don't think you're gonna use it.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be
probably.
useful for your day-to-day life.
So pretty much what you're saying is just learn Spanish if you're gonna learn a second language.
Yeah, and probably Portuguese or Italian.
Okay.
Or maybe Arabic. I think
Ah,
Arabic
that
would be
is
good.
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I like it.
But Chinese, I don't know.
It's just because you're being racist with Chinese.
No,
people.
I love
Chinese food.
Chinese food.
Dude, yeah, Chinese food is amazing.
No, but
it's
it's
the
true.
bomb.
It's true.
It's the bomb.com.
And also they say Mandarin because it's like a lot of people in China, but not because around the globe there's a lot of people speaking
Dude,
Chinese.
I saw a Chinese woman in my dad's village in Cyprus. That means there's a Chinese person in every fucking country in the world.
Yeah, but they know Greek. They can speak Greek because
Yeah,
they'll be living there forever.
Okay, that's true. But I'm just saying they have to be everywhere. Like, if there was someone in my dad's village that was Chinese, shared the like fucking she had the stereotypical hat. You know the
Okay.
hat, like that's on every Chinese guy in like a fighting game. That hat, right?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
hat, yeah. She had that hat. She was like the stereotypical like Chinese like farm worker. That's what she looked
yeah.
like.
Okay.
And I was like, if that person is in my dad's village, let alone in Cyprus, like in my dad's fucking village, there has to be Chinese people everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
For sure. But like the Chinese people in my village that they have like, not village, sorry, I don't know why you said that. In my town,
yeah.
they have like businesses and stuff, and they speak better Spanish than I do. Like,
Fuck.
so you don't need to learn Chinese to talk to them.
No, Chinese people do everything better than we do.
Of
Even if
course,
it's your
because they work
language.
hard. They don't go on holidays.
True.
Yeah. So I don't know. What will be the language that you like to learn next?
After Spanish or because I'm
Before Spanish, because you don't know Spanish.
before Spanish, well then Spanish. What are you talking about?
What about you, Diego?
I don't know. Never thought about it. Like, obviously, when I was learning, when I was in the culinary school, we were having French and Italian classes,
Nice.
lessons. Yeah. And,
Oh la 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 la.
and I like French more. I like better than Italian.
Oui.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stopped.
No, this is good for all.
But then I stopped it. Never
Oh
continued.
man.
But it's probably something that I wanna take again, Italian or French.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
¿por qué no los dos?
Okay, no, that's nice.
Dude, like Duolingo exists now. It's easy to do a bit every day.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue with learning a new language is that as soon as you stop practicing, you fucking lose it. So to have something like Duolingo there, it's like you not only are you learning something new every day, but you're not losing
Yep.
what you know. Like you're staying sort of fresh and sharp. So I think it's like
True.
easier than ever to learn a second language properly.
I really want to learn Portuguese, but to speak it in Brazil.
Yeah.
Because they sound really cool. They sound like they're singing. And I really want to go to Brazil.
Yeah, I feel like that
That's
would be the whole package because you speak English from Canada, like the USA,
Yeah.
and then you speak Spanish and then Portuguese, so you can like travel across America,
America.
and speak every language. That's really
And
cool.
I wanna like this is like my personal, for myself. I wanna learn indigenous
Okay.
language from my
From
country.
Mexico.
Yeah, from Mexico. But this is for my personal.
I was gonna ask you that, like, if you understand
No.
any other dialect from
No, I
Mexico.
don't.
No.
Like I've heard it before, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what they're saying, because I grew up in the city with no indigenous family,
Yeah.
but like maybe like, well, we were indigenous, but I don't know, like 200 years ago,
Yeah.
like my family,
Yeah.
and it's something that I was not ashamed when I was a kid, but it was like, why, like, there's no people that they speak that anymore.
Yeah. You wouldn't find it useful.
But, yeah, correct. But actually, it is. There is a subject in some universities, that they teach indigenous
language,
languages. Yeah,
It's
and
really
it's not, maybe it's not useful for you, but I don't know. You can write a book, you can write poems, translate,
Yeah, exactly.
singing songs.
Like, just go to the communities and like
And-
interact with them
Yeah,
as well.
and also it will preserve the language.
Exactly.
Because
That's super
it is
important.
something that I think I did a little bit of research when I was doing a in tourism, like a cultural something, and I read a paper that in North America they're losing their native languages because no one else is speaking them,
Yeah.
only that communities, and those
They are
communities,
not passing them on.
correct,
Yeah.
and they're getting smaller and smaller every time. And there's some white Americans that they want to preserve it, or like institutions that they want to preserve the language, because it's a national treasure, kind of, just to keep records of it. Because now, and there's something that could happen in Mexico, like there's thousands of people speaking it, but it will be awesome, like if there is a subject in the uni, I don't know, something like that, it will preserve the language for more generations to come. Even if there's no more indigenous community, but there will be the language at least.
Yeah.
That is something that will happen. I think, I don't know. I'm not. I didn't study social anthropology, but I think it's something that will happen in my country. That the indigenous communities is gonna be smaller and smaller, like every year, which is sad a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my personal knowledge, and you know.
We watched Michael and I the movie Roma.
Yeah.
And they started like speaking in, I think it's indigenous.
It is an indigenous.
Yeah. I was like, I thought this movie was Spanish. And then I was like, I don't understand it. And he's like, are you, do you get anything? I was like, I don't know anything. So it's really different from Spanish. It's like
yeah, correct. 100%.
totally different,
It's
roots,
another,
totally different background.
It's like, how can I describe it? Like Aboriginal people in Australia, that they speak their own language, their own.
I think many languages actually.
Yeah.
You know,
They weren't affected by Spanish colonies at any
like
level.
That's why some, like in between of indigenous people and contemporary Mexicans, will say, they speak Spanish, but they have indigenous accent. Yeah, and people in Mexico, because unfortunately we are a racist country or a classist country within ourselves.
Yeah.
We degrade indigenous people.
Because of the color of your
Because
skin?
of the color, because of the language, because they don't speak proper Spanish. You can see it in movies, you can see it in commercials. They speak with this accent, and people is like, oh, this. People will say like, oh, this guy is poor, this guy is indigena, you know, and man, that's so
old-fashioned.
like that was centuries ago, man. So that's why probably some people would say like Roma, it's a good movie, Rome is a bad movie. They took advantage of the indigenous. I don't know what people say. In my personal opinion, Roma, it's a very personal project from this director. And I think he wants to preserve that part of Mexico. You know, the indigenous people, that the community, that they still there. They still speaking their language. They still doing their no, not customs. How to say these traditions. And it's something that they wanna. There's some people that they wanna preserve. They wanna continue.
Yeah.
But because people from Mexico City, they live in a really fast lifestyle. You just either don't care about it, you forget about it. It's not part of your culture anymore, or part of your lifestyle, because you wake up, you go to work, then you do a little bit of social.
Because you don't have any contact with
Correct.
these people.
And there's people from Mexico City, from different reasons, they haven't been outside of the city. They haven't visited these communities. They haven't seen the real Mexico, for example. And we don't, in school, they don't teach us about them anymore. So it's a little bit sad. Like now that I'm probably a little bit mature in a few aspects, I really want to like live in these communities, like preserve the language, preserve the traditions. I don't know how am I gonna achieve it, but it's something that I want to do.
You gotta try. Yeah.
I need to try it, or I don't know, support them. But that's a very personal, uh, like a life project for myself, or to learn the language, to learn at least one
Yeah.
indigenous.
Yeah, I think one is
Yeah,
good
I think
enough.
that's one enough. Yeah. It's really hard though.
Apparently, once you learn your third language, you like learning languages just becomes fucking easy.
Yeah.
It's like
Probably,
you,
yeah.
you start to understand whatever pattern it is or whatever like knowledge you need to fucking translate from one language to another in your head, and your brain just like starts picking up new languages like it's nothing. But
Yeah.
you know, I haven't gotten there yet, so I'll tell you when I'm on my fourth language.
Soon.
Yeah, one left.
Huh?
You need to learn Spanish like this.
Bro, that's half left.
Half. Okay. Yeah.
¿Qué? Soy hablo español.
Really cool.
Yeah. No words.
But yeah, coming back to migration. I mean, probably now it's not like it's really popular, but it's maybe easier to migrate to another country sometimes. Like if you have the tools, right? If you have the education,
Yeah.
if you know a little bit of that language, or English or Chinese or Spanish, you can travel or you can study, you can have exchange. There is, like before, when people migrated was because they couldn't live in the country anymore. There was a war, there was a political situation. That's why and nowadays it's the same.
Yeah.
There's still like political situation in everywhere that they can't live there anymore.
Right now, I think it's either a need or a luxury.
Yes. Yeah, correct. And you see people more like in a luxury way, like, oh yeah, moving to Canada.
Yeah, because I can.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking like, or I'm moving to Europe, or I'm moving to Asia, but also you see people like they work internationally more. Oh, thanks for the social media, you can see people that they travel to work more often, or like in the bartender community, for example. These from the 10 best bartenders around the world, these guys, they travel the whole year.
Yeah.
They go to Europe, they go to North America, South America, and they just keep traveling the whole year. That's why people sometimes they want to become chefs, they want to become bartenders, they want to become photographers because they want to travel, but they don't see the struggle before that, or it's not that easy. But I feel like if you want to travel, or if you want to migrate to another country, you just need to do it.
Yeah.
Like, don't be scared. People will say like, oh, Diego, you're saying this thing very easy because, I don't know, you have no family in Mexico, or you have more money or whatever, and it's not like that. It's just like, sometimes in your country you feel very comfortable. Like, I have this money, I have this house, I don't need to go anywhere. Why would I go? But now it depends of everyone else, like what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Or what they want to achieve.
Yeah, I think our perspective is really different from
Yeah.
other realities.
Yeah, correct.
Which I feel we are lucky to experience it from this perspective, which is okay. I'm comfortable. I can, do a living the way that I'm living now, and make money and find a job. But what if I go this other place, or what if I try this other thing? So you want to see other possibilities before you commit to something in your own country, because you want to explore, you want to see how different it is in another country. So I think that's why we chose to migrate.
For you, you were not apparently, but do I remember right? You were the last person in your group of friends to like go to another country and experience this.
Yeah.
So it was like the culture almost in your social group to go to another country. It was nothing. Obviously, it's new for you, but it's not a new thing for for your
No,
social
especially in Europe because you gotta see it as in Europe is like Australia
Yeah.
itself. So it's like if you say I haven't been to other state than New South Wales, something like that. So by myself, that's is different. I had travel around Europe,
Yeah.
but I hadn't gone to any other country by myself, and I felt as well because like you said, part of the culture, but it's like you should do that just to grow up, but like
I think a lot of people don't even consider it.
traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think like in Europe because everything is so close to each other country, like all the countries are like super close together. It's like so easy that you have to do it. It's like why wouldn't you do it?
Gotcha.
And it's like it's like if you have a book of all the knowledge that you want to have in this world and you don't open it, but it's right there. It's like you can open it if you want. Why wouldn't you open it? So it's like if I wanted to go outside my country because I could, and because I thought that was a great part of like the person that I wanted to become. It's like I need to travel to become the person that I want to be, and I want to see what's outside these walls. Kind of.
Yeah.
And I have friends that they're like, I'm not traveling and I don't want to travel. I don't want to leave my town. I want to live here forever. And that's totally fair, and you can do that if you're happy with your decision. But I felt like if I wasn't gonna travel, I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been happy.
Diego, what was the culture like in your social circle with regards to traveling? Did all your friends like travel just like Lauda's, or and not just travel but like live in another country?
No, in probably Mexico is a bit different because the first countries that you have, it's not like Europe, right? We have like US on top of us in Canada, and down is South America, like Central America and South America.
Yeah.
But it's not like you want to go to South America or you want to go to Central America. But because of the perception that we have, or like we growing up having that mentality, like South America, Central America, it's a third world country, same like Mexico,
Yeah.
or it's in development. There's nothing to see or there's nothing to do. That's what most people think sometimes, I feel. And going to America is, this guy is going on holidays to US. Must be rich,
Gotcha.
because it really costs money to travel from Mexico if you're having a Mexican salary and everything. It really costs money though
But like to go on holiday.
to go on holidays
But what-
outside of Mexico.
Yeah, yeah. And what about to like live there? Like, is that
Possible?
no? Is that like more common? Is that like a common thought that people will have, like from where you live, I guess, or from your hometown?
Like I feel like people in Mexico, they only migrate to US
Okay.
because they wanna live the American dream.
Yeah.
They wanna have a little bit more
Yeah.
that they couldn't have in Mexico. And then now there's the people that they don't want to migrate because they have good salary in Mexico, they have a house, they have a car.
Yeah.
So they don't have that mentality of let's migrate, let's go somewhere else, let's go live in Europe. The people who go and travel is the people that they work,
Yeah.
like traveling, or they live traveling because of work,
Yeah.
or students, like they go to Europe for exchange, they go to America, they go to now Australia, and then they live there for a few years. But in general, I don't think that people, it's a cultural thing to travel,
Yeah.
like to see the world. Like I was talking with Laura the other time, like I feel like here in Australia before going to uni, they take 1 year or a few months, like to go to Europe. Like it's kind of like a thing
Yeah.
to go to Europe, stay there for like 2-3 months with your friends, traveling, getting experience, and then come back to Australia and it's like, oh, now I know what I want to study,
Yeah.
or now I'm ready to go to uni. And in Mexico and some other cultures, is as soon as you you finish college or high school, and then the next week you're in uni already.
Yeah.
You're in the university. Now, what the fuck? Like I didn't have like enough time to chill, or I don't have
What
time
just
to.
happened?
Yeah, I don't have time to think what I want to study.
Yeah.
That's why but that's coming from like very internal, like how Mexico it's been ruled, or how the system works. But I don't want to get too political or social. But that's the thing, like because you're growing up like no traveling, like they don't put you that in your mind, like hey guys, you need to travel. Hey guys, when you finish high school, work 1 year, work 6 months, save money, and then go to Argentina, or go to Cancun if you can leave the country, or go to US. No, as soon as like, hey guys, next month is the last month of college. Is you guys ready to get uni? No, we're fucking not ready.
Yeah.
That's why we take bad decisions sometimes, I feel.
Oh yeah, for
Or
sure.
that's why we study something that we
Yeah.
don't want to study.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have that culture. It's not in our culture. Lucky myself, because I always wanted to do something else. I didn't want to follow the rules, kind of. Or I was growing up watching American TV, or my cousins living in America, and maybe I wanted to be like them, or something like that. So when I finished high school, I went for 1 month to live with my auntie in California. Fucking doing nothing, man. Just chilling it, watching TV, swimming in the pool.
That's a dream.
That's a dream, right?
American dream.
Went to Disneyland. I was like, yeah, now I'm taking these holidays because I can, right? I work.
Yeah.
I save a little bit of money. I pay half of my ticket. My uncle paid for half of my ticket. I have a little bit of savings. My dad gave me some savings, and that's why. But because I wanted to do it. Then I came back to high school. Then I work. I studied the whole high school, and after that you have to, like, on the last year you start doing a research of what you want to do or what you want to study. But they don't give you more options. You know, like not even like studying outside of Mexico City, because everything is like so centralized.
Yeah.
So all universities are in one city.
Gotcha.
You know, like I didn't know that you can study agronomy, like wines. You know, like how to call the career, the degree.
Like Somalia.
Yeah, something like viniculture or something,
Gotcha.
something like that. But you need to go to the north
Yeah.
of the country. I didn't know that until I finished.
Yeah, they don't
Uni.
give you the option. They
Yeah,
don't give you
like
the
they don't give you
information.
they don't give you those options. Like, hey, you can study in the north of the country. You can study in the south.
Yeah.
You can study in the east, on the
Yeah.
west coast.
It's either medicine or
It's social careers or administration or science.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah.
They don't give you more. Or like in some engineering, they don't give you too much options.
I see.
Then you. But anyway,
And what, like, you feel obliged to do something, so
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, I'm gonna pick whatever. Like, you
Yeah.
don't even. It's
Yeah.
not like you vibe
Right.
with it. It's not like you wanted to do it, but you're like, I have to pick something, so here I go.
and then you start studying uni, and then you have field trips. And like, oh fuck, like this, like I never been in this state, or
Yeah.
like I didn't know that there's something here. And maybe because either your family never took you, or your parents, they always working because they were paying for your college, so you never had holidays apart from going to the beach, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's really it's a weird cultural thing in Mexico, like kind of like following things that we've been doing it for the past 100 years. I think now it's changing a little bit. Like you see people studying, like you see people taking um, terms or semesters in Europe, in Australia, and here. So like now people they start going out.
Yeah.
You know, like now people start studying in the overseas, working overseas. You know, like taking that adventure,
Yeah.
which I like it, which is cool. But before, when I was in college, nah, forget about like because I was on the public school because we didn't have enough money to pay a private school. So the people that study in public, we don't think of traveling.
Yeah.
You know, like some of us, yeah. But that's something that you need to like. I always wanted to travel. I always wanted to work overseas. So when I was 15, I started traveling to the U.S. And not because my parents they have money to pay for the ticket. Like I work and I save the money. Yeah, I pay half, right? I didn't pay everything. That's why I took some. That's why I probably studied culinary school because I was like, oh yeah, maybe this one will be easy for me, or they will be the easy way to travel. Or like,
Yeah.
I can cook here, I can cook in Canada,
Anyway, yeah.
anywhere, right? Uh, so that's why like I studied that and I started traveling because of that. I didn't want to be a famous guy traveling, but that was me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of different reasons to travel nowadays. Like, because of social media, a lot of people want to travel just to say they are traveling.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to travel because they want to know and get knowledge and stuff. But for example, people that we have met working on hospitality, especially from Asia, like Southeast. I feel like also China and like Japan and stuff. They travel to get knowledge to bring it back to their own countries. So their goal is not to like see what other options they have outside their countries and make the most out of their lives or their careers, but like get the good stuff and like bring it to their countries. So the purpose is to make their country a better country.
Yeah.
So it's really funny how different people from different countries, different cultures think differently. So it's like a really extensive topic. I feel like
Oh.
traveling and migration and changing,
Like no.
you know,
Like,
careers.
yeah, like not many people will think, like in my case, I'm traveling because I want to live in my country maybe, or I wanted to always have that experience of living somewhere else, you know. But now it's like, you know what, like talking with people and especially with people that lives in Nepal or Vietnam or
Yeah.
I don't know, Indonesia. They hear, they're learning, they're getting knowledge in, I don't know, let's say the first war or whatever. And then they're coming back to their countries and like they're developing new management style or something like
Yeah.
that, you know?
They have more value in their own countries
Yeah.
because they learn stuff here.
Yeah.
Kind
And now it's like, oh, you know what? Like maybe if I go back to Mexico, I want to do something that we don't have probably. You know, like a gin company.
Yeah.
Like how come? like something that I got really amazed about Australia. It's like there are many gin companies, there are many whiskey companies, beer like breweries, and they're all friends.
Yeah.
There's no competition. I mean, there is a competition, yes, but they can, if there is they do like a gin palooza, which is a festival, and you see all the gin makers, and at the end they socialize, they exchange cards, they exchange bottles, because there's a market for everyone. You know, they like yeah, there is a competition, yes, but there's still like a kind of like a friendship in the industry.
Yeah.
They kind of like help each other sometimes. Yeah, they're not gonna share probably their secrets. Fair enough, but it's something that I haven't seen in my country. There is this monopoly, you know, like we are the only gin, and no one is gonna can make gin.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really shit though. There's only two big beer companies, and probably the beer was the first one to start like artisanal beer, right? Now in Mexico, like now there is a market for these artisanal beers. Like now there's like a bars that they make their own beer. It's kind of like a new thing in Mexico, but it's been a long time in the US, in Canada, in Australia. Like a few examples, like the beer Lord Nelson. They have the restaurant, the brewery.
Yeah.
They sell the beer everywhere, you know. So in Mexico, you can on your tab before you can only have that company,
Yeah.
that beer company. You cannot have different ones.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. It's very not open-minded. like I want to break that. I want to like if I go back to Mexico and I continue with this in this industry, I want to break that.
Yeah.
There's some people that they've been doing it already, but I want to make more. You know, I want to contribute to this movement.
Yeah.
You know, like I know that now there is a whiskey, there is a gin, there's a few gins. I don't know what's the relationship. I don't know how is, you know, the people. But the fact that if I make another gin, yeah, I'm gonna compete with them, but it's gonna be different. I want to make something different.
Yeah.
You know, I want to put my signature on this bottle that people will say, oh, like let's buy this bottle, but also let's buy the other gin bottle so they can compare. Like this is how people here, probably in Australia, they do it. Like if you have different gins, that's because you wanna give different options to your customers, and you wanna make them come back.
Yeah.
You don't wanna marry with one gin company. That's what many of the countries they do, especially
Okay,
mine.
gotcha.
They only have one or two. That's it.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like where is the diversity? What if I wanna try something new? That's something that I like now they're doing it in Mexico, but like some bars, some places. And I think we have the market. I think Mexico has the potential to be, I don't know, like big in this industry and make more distilleries or new cool products. But I think it was a little bit off topic.
No, there isn't. I mean, you started at the right place, and so wherever we go from there is fine.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go back to
Yeah.
Mexico and you know to bring the knowledge that I have
Yeah.
here, that I
Yeah.
gained here,
You're gonna be a peacemaker.
a little bit, I don't know, and start
We're gonna all
doing,
be friends.
and start doing something new in Mexico, and get more people involved. You know, like I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be the only one who is doing it.
Yeah.
I want to be more people.
Yeah, the
doing it.
problem is they want.
The
not
problem
be
is
rich. They
correct.
wanna be the only one.
The problem is that people sometimes like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna put my distillery in front of you and like, man, okay. But think a little bit outside, you know, like think a little bit outside of the box. Like put the distillery somewhere else that there's non-distilleries.
Yeah.
To bring more tourism to that place. Or to bring more people to that place. So that's why people, they want to put everything in Mexico City. Fuck, you know? There's no room, there's no space.
That's one of the greatest thing of like traveling and like as Diego did, living in another country, because you learn things that you didn't even know they existed, and now you know that a lot of different brands can cohabit in the same place and be friendly and like help each other in some ways.
Yeah.
And you bring it back to your country. And I feel like that makes your country richer just because you left.
Hopefully, yeah. That's one of my goals.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully I can, you know, start something like a movement. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, like bring people from Australia to Mexico to show the culture and things to do, bartenders. But yeah, something that I wanna. Now that's why, like people in Mexico, my friends, they're telling me like, man, don't come back. Like stay there. You're better there. You're very successful. We're watching on your Instagram. Like, fuck, that's a lie. That's probably 50% of lies. I don't live like that. I'm not like that. And I want to go back to Mexico because I want to do this. I want to risk it. Like I don't care if I die trying it.
How epic.
But yeah, there's people like, no man, the situation here is bad. It's bad. It's bad. Well, there's still like 22 million people living in there, so must be something that you can do. It's not everything is bad. So I want to prove it. I want to prove that
I
you
guess
can
like
do
the
things.
worse a situation is, the easier it is to do something to change it for the better. It's like if it's the worst, anything you do to make it better is gonna help. So you, by coming back to Mexico and trying to spread the knowledge that you have gotten here, I think that's great from you.
We'll see what happens.
Do you think that like your experiences being on your own in other countries and gaining that confidence is what's giving you the confidence to like go against the grain and do all these, be more unexpected, I guess? Follow the trend.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like it help to me.
Is it the same, like, because let's say like you're in Mexico and like all this like knowledge that you know now, you can learn about it through books or the internet. Do you feel it's something else to, I mean, what's giving you the conviction to, and this energy to run with it, as opposed to people in Mexico who might have like gotten the knowledge through books or the internet or reading or some other way?
No, I'm not saying like maybe I have more advantage. Like if I like in my situation, I think it's just like now being overseas and having, it's like when we have a saying like we don't know what we have until we lose it.
Yeah.
So being outside of Mexico it makes me realize that how rich my country is in terms of people, culture, what as a country, like what Mexico have to offer.
Yeah.
And I never thought about like the opposite. Mm-hmm. It's just like I wanted to go outside. I wanted to see the country, the world.
Yeah.
It's not like I hated my country.
Yeah.
I hated my people. No, never. I never thought like that. And I never, and like sadly, when you study or when you work overseas and then you come back to Mexico with this knowledge or this experience, they appreciate you more.
Yeah.
That is something that is really sad in terms of why would you do that? Like, why would you appreciate me more now and not before? Yeah, like people will say like, well, now you have experience in this is, but it's the same. Like, there's people like I have friends that we've been doing the same thing. Some of them they're in Mexico, me doing it here in Australia, and we're at the same level. We have the same experience, we have the same access, and why would I be like, I know the difference, like me because I was doing it like somewhere else outside of my country, and my friend is doing it inside of the country, and there's nothing bad in both aspects, but why someone like corporate will appreciate me more? Me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit like why, like he knows more than me
Yeah, like a
because he's on the field.
yeah.
Like I'm outside. Like I can have access to Mexico
Yeah.
just through books or to a website. So why I am more appreciated, right?
Yeah.
In some cases,
Yeah.
like probably me, if I go back and I want to have my, I want to get around within the tequila or mezcal industry, I'm nothing, you know, like I don't know anything, and it will take me more time to get where I want to be. But the good thing is that because of this job or these people that I met and that I did work with him, I have more friends or more connections, perhaps. So they can help me out, but like, hey, look, guys, what if we do this? What if we start doing this? What if we invest on this? And it's people that they're willing to do it. They wanna change. They want everyone winning, you know, like not just not just the rich corporate people. You know, they wanna change for good. So I think now I'm more confident within myself. Like I can present to someone a project. I can work. I can be outside. I don't have fear, or I'm not afraid to be in front of people and explain, or a project.
Yeah.
So I think like that. Yeah.
That's a really cool lesson as well. That the more you travel, the more confidence you gain, and especially when you have to like learn another language and like speak up in another language and work and explain yourself. So you're like, dude, if I'm doing this in another language, imagine how capable I am in my own language and in my own country and with my own rules. So I think that's a really valuable lesson that we get out of traveling.
Yeah, I guess.
And anything that is like outside your comfort zone, as you were saying, when you do something, you're like, dude, I was capable of it. Like, and I, yeah.
You never know how great you are, or what are your capabilities to do something, unless you do it. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like a try and error, like let's do this podcast and see how it goes.
I think it's more about fear, like the fear of failing than anything else. And that's the thing that you have to like
deal with it.
Let go of. Like stop thinking about the fear of like the possibility of failing, because that's on the table always. But it's not about that. It's not like failing, it's just part of the game, but it's not the end of it. So yeah, I don't think we are scared of doing something because it's new, but also because we are scared of like, oh, we're not gonna be able to like succeed.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just by doing it, just by trying, that's a move, like you're better just because you tried. And you're gonna feel better either way. Even if you fail, at least you're gonna be like, dude, at least, I tried.
I tried it.
Yeah.
Now I know that I'm not good at this. I can try something else.
Exactly. It's like, oh, well, this wasn't meant for me, Everything happens for a reason, so I strongly believe that.
And everything takes you to
your path.
Yeah.
We have a new guest. You guys can't see it.
Maybe, I think they can hear the purring like on the mic if we're...
I think so. He's falling asleep.
Let's put the mic close so we can hear cauliflower. It's our fourth guest today.
Cauliflower. Kitty cat.
Yeah, confidence.
Yeah.
All about confidence, man.
I mean, fuck, man. Like, it took me like a bit under a year to fucking think of doing a podcast and then doing a podcast. And I mean, I obviously like I have some fucking issue with the software still because this episode's like it stopped recording twice actually. Yeah, it stopped recording twice, but this one has been recording the whole time. So
It's like right now we're not recording.
like no, it's recording now. That's why I keep looking over there. It's because I'm not. It's because I want to make sure it's still recording. But like,
But there's a gap, so obviously
there's a gap. Yeah.
stop for like a fair 30 minutes.
But this one's been recording still, so it's like thank fuck. When I was doing the one with just Diego, it didn't stop. And
Maybe because you're using this computer now.
no, because like that's the one that stopped, and that's the one that we used last time, and this time we're using the laptop. Like I'm using the laptop with this microphone, so it's like not attached to yours, and for some reason this one's working. Yeah. But look, like fuck, man. I mean, part of me is like, oh fuck. Like I was almost like, oh guys, we have to redo the episode. Like you have to say everything that you said again. And I was like, fuck it, man.
Not happening.
We just gotta keep going. Like
Can't pretend
mistakes
emotions.
happen. It's part of the show. There's a fucking cat here. Like, you know. I've got to also say, with regards to like immigration and like getting some knowledge and bringing it somewhere else. I read an article about which touched on. So Sydney or Australia has some apparently. This isn't my opinion. Like I haven't travelled enough to have this opinion, but it's a general consensus that like we have we make some of the best coffee in the world, like Australia. Like I don't know if this is a fact, but this is how I think is that there were Italians like after World War II that were fucked in Italy, and they migrated to Australia, and they had nothing. Like there were no second sort of options. It was like we're gonna go to Australia, make a whole new life, and it's like do or die. And these Italians opened cafes like with their espresso machines.
Yeah.
And these people that like had nothing, had no fucking fallback, had no second options. Like they put everything into their business because like their business was gonna carry their new lives. And like fast forward 70 years, that place where those immigrants went to and fucking did the best they could. Apparently, that place has the best coffee in the world now. Like, fuck man, I don't know. There's this other energy you get when you travel, or when you make a life somewhere else, or when you take knowledge from one place to another. Something sort of special and magical happens, and yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when people see people immigrating and they bring their own culture because it's the only thing that they have,
Yeah.
right? Their culture, their nation, what they find them is what they find them who they are, basically. So you can see examples in America when Mexican people or South Americans, they open their own businesses like Mexican food, tacos, because it's the thing that they know, it's their culture. So and some of them, they do it in big, like they succeed really well. Some of them, they do it okay,
Yeah.
just to survive, provide food, provide shelter, But that's something that's very cross cultural. That's how you make a cross cultural when there's migration.
Yeah.
And you bring your own things, your food, your traditions, whatever. And that's something that I like about Australia.
Yeah.
You have Lebanese food, you have Chinese food, Indian food. Yeah, it's not the best, of course.
I have to say, man, like my own personal experience is that like maybe you're not gonna find the best of whatever food in Australia, but you might find the second or third best.
Yeah.
And fuck, man, I've seen so many examples where, like, there used to be this duck restaurant in Sydney, and people, like celebrities from China, whenever they came to Sydney, they would go to this restaurant, and I've been to the restaurant. It looks like fucking. It's not like a fancy restaurant. It's just like the shop down
Like
the
a
road.
shop, yeah.
There's a fucking carpet. There's like a fish tank with like half dead fish. The fucking waiters they're not like professionals. They're just students, right?
Yeah.
But that fucking duck was so good that they were getting. Like every time a famous person from China would make the trip, they'd go to this restaurant.
Yeah,
This seedy restaurant to taste this fucking amazing Beijing duck. My Lebanese friend Mahmoud, he's had like za'atar. He's had za'atar from like everywhere, and the shop down next to the train station in Banksia, apparently has the best za'atar in the world to him.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe we have access to ingredients, or it's just that we have like such a diverse sort of population of migrants,
Yeah.
and obviously there's a bit of pressure on them to do well. We're really lucky to get all that. Like, I think every fucking train station, you can get off the train, walk for 5 minutes, and you can get Thai food.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking crazy, man. There's people in other countries that haven't even, like, they've never had Thai food.
Yeah, true.
Like, we're so lucky.
Yeah, Australia is good in terms of diversity, I think.
Yeah. It definitely took us, like we needed immigrants at one point. Like, we 100% needed immigrants. Like, the government would pay people to come and live here forever.
Yeah.
And, like, look at how much of a challenge it is now to live in Australia, to become a permanent resident, to even come over and study. You're paying so much money. It's crazy. It's like, once upon a time, we just needed people to come here. We were gonna, like, I think the movement, or like the political slogan was like, populate or perish. It was like, we need people to come, or we're gonna die. Like, the country's too big for having so little people. And yeah, man. Once upon a time, we were so open, and we that mindset gave us a lot of good things. And over time, we've become more and more closed for whatever reason. Refugees, migration, visas. Everything's just gotten a lot harder. Even the partnership visa. Like, apparently it gets more and more expensive every year, and it's like, if you're gonna apply for it, like, fucking apply ASAP, because the next, like, if you wait, it might be $1,000 more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. It's interesting. I'm interested to see where this goes. Like, as far as our mentality towards having other cultures here, but it's changed heaps over the years, and I've seen a lot of good come from it.
Yeah, I don't know what to think on what is going to happen next.
Yeah.
But for sure, there's going to be the migration, or the students, or the people that used to come to Australia, it's going to be less.
Yeah.
So either they need to open new programs, or they need to put the prices down, or something, because I think their economy is going to suffer a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. Like,
I
don't know. I hope I haven't mentioned this already, but in one of my classes for uni, there was like 25 people. I was the only Australian. Like, I could not have gone to that class. I could not have learned that subject if there weren't 24 fucking international students to help run that class. Like, they're not going to run that class just for me.
Correct.
But because there were all these international students, I got the opportunity to learn that subject. So, fuck, man, like, would that whole course even be available if not for international students? I don't know, man. Like, our educational institutes rely heavily on international students, and I don't want to say they're getting a bad deal, but if they weren't rich coming over, if they didn't have the money coming over from family or whatever, they wouldn't be able to do that course. No fucking way.
Yeah, as well.
And what does that mean? That because that course is, like, education in America became expensive only after you were able to get loans to go to university or college. So the fact that we get these people paying for these courses from other countries is the reason why they're so expensive. Would we rather have it cheaper and like get more people in, or would we rather just eventually, especially now with like the whole virus and like everyone's gonna go back a few steps economy wise, are we just gonna pretend that nothing's happened? I don't know. Like
I don't know. Every country is gonna be very like suffering in their own way.
yeah. I don't think my course is gonna be a priority. You know what I mean? Like this time next year, maybe my course isn't the course that I did isn't even running because it's so fucking expensive. I think it was like 7,000 a semester. Like who's gonna come over from overseas to do that?
Yeah, no one, man.
Which means the course isn't going to be run because that's the only people that the majority of people that were doing it were people from overseas.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So now that you mentioned your course, I think the next podcast we're gonna talk about cinematography.
Cinematography, fuck man, I'm like the worst person to talk to about that.
But I have two here in the audience.
In the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The you two.
Got you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna cover a few. If you guys wanna send your questions, follow me on Twitter. Follow Lara and Michael, and you can ask whatever you want about cinematography or how to make a short film.
That's it. That's, follow us on Last Arcanum, at Last Arcanum on Instagram for me, for Laura.
My Instagram.
Did I say Instagram? Yeah, Instagram.
My name, but you're not gonna find anything useful in there.
No, but it's like you gotta message us, you know, this is
Oh, yeah, sure. Message at Laura Arias Tena.
Cool. And I'm El Diego Art, so...
There you go.
Yeah, send us questions.
Super
we're gonna
professional.
be covering cinematography.
So proud.
Even though, like, I've shot, like, one or two things in my life, but...
I've shot a lot of
You
stuff.
two, yeah, you've shot a lot of stuff. And Diego's shot some stuff. Maybe we should play that stuff for the audience. No, not really. It's
What?
The Laura's video to send to
I mean, we can think about the idea of like coming up with some, meet and greet something, and we can play our stuff with our fans.
With our fans, yeah. It's gonna be like
I'm down.
two of our like friends and like my mom. That's our
Yeah. Now that you can visit your family and friends.
But we can do like live Instagram now.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know if we can...
Damn, I forgot about that. I don't want to do that.
No, but like, I don't know, like if you play like live Instagram from your cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if they can hear us.
Yeah, of course they can. Yeah.
Okay. You don't need to connect.
It's like a conference, yeah.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, they probably can't hear from our mics. I don't think.
Oh no, not that.
But they'll hear us still.
We can do a test, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, with
Maybe
your
there'll be so many
Instagram.
people waiting to.
With my Instagram, sure.
We can choose who's able to watch us. So we just can like my mom, your
All
mom,
of our moms.
Michael's mom. They can be friends together. Anyway,
Sure.
yeah. It's been a pleasure, guys.
Thanks for.
Thank you for
giving me
inviting
your
us.
afternoon.
Lovely Sunday morning.
It's 2.5. We haven't gotten to 3 hours yet, but we're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any shout-outs they want to make?
Shout out to Yolanda,
Ooh.
my friend Yolanda, who let me live with her when I first got here to Australia and made my transition easier and my life in general. And to Diego, right here, present.
Thank you. Me, there's many people that I really want to, mention, but I don't want to miss anyone. Or I don't want to do...
It's like you just won an Oscar, man.
Yeah. I don't want to give priority to some people. I don't know. But my parents, siblings and Laura and Michael for
Oh,
open the doors of their house. Yeah, thank you.
a pleasure.
Otherwise, I will be living in the street.
Dude, this
Maybe
is
not, but yeah.
Not
is
while
the
I'm
immigrant-
alive, man.
This is the immigrant lifestyle, man. Where,
Yeah. We love you, Diego.
Thank you, and Michael.
I want to thank myself for fucking coming up with this tremendous idea. I want to thank fucking David
Like
Keevers
Snoop Dogg.
for Snoop Dogg.
That was a
Oh,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg thing.
I want to thank David for fucking helping me with all the software and equipment. I thank you, Daniel, from Manny's DJ studio store. I totally forget. It was just Manny's. Daniel from Manny's for fucking giving me the equipment, giving me a good deal, telling me what I need to get. I don't know shit about sound. The fucking thing stopped recording halfway through, but we're still here. We don't give a fuck. We're doing this. Thank you guys. You're tremendous. And that's it.
Yay.
There you go.
Thank you. Bye. Much love.
Gotta do the fucking clap again. One more.
Oh my back.
What is this clap for?
Do you know where it starts and where it ends?